In this video, we're going to tell you all about the law of sines. Law of sines is useful when you have a non-right triangle, all right? So back in geometry class, we had right triangles. We could use the Pythagorean theorem. It was really nice. Here, it's going to be a non-right triangle, so none of the angles are 90 degrees. Now, when we go to solve a triangle like this, remember, we want to find all the missing angles and all the missing sides. So there's 3 angles and 3 sides. Typically, they're going to give us 3 of something, and we have to find the other 3. All right, so like in this one, they gave us 2 angles and a side. We have to find the other missing angle and the other missing 2 sides. Now, before we get too far into this, you will want to have a calculator handy and make sure that it is in degree mode. Otherwise, this will not work. All right, so this first one, remember we have a triangle over here. I drew this out just so you can see that the angle is across from its same letter. So angles are usually capital letters, sides are typically lowercase letters. All right, this is the law of sines up here. So if you have those different side lengths over the sine of that same letter, or their opposite side, you might think of it as, those are all going to be proportionate to each other. Okay, so they can be equal. And because of that here, what we want to try to do is find a letter that we use both the angles and the side length for. Now in this case, I don't have that. I have A and B, but then down here I have a C. So what I want to do is maybe find the other C so that I am able to have both those things. And remember that in a triangle, it doesn't matter if it's right or non-right like this one, you can take 180 degrees and subtract the other 2 that you have to find the missing side length. So in this case, if I subtract 180 minus 42 minus 61, that's going to give me a missing side length C of 77 degrees. All right, so 77 degrees. You can fill that in on yours as well. Now with that 77, now I can create kind of a proportion. I'm going to use my little c, which in this case is 136, over sine of big C, which is 77. Right? Then I can set that equal to one of the other letters that I'm missing, but also have maybe just one piece of that information. For example, here I'm missing little a, but I have big A. So I'm going to put little a over sine of 42, since that's big A. Right? And then this is just a proportion, so we can cross multiply to find our missing little a. If I cross multiply this way, that's going to give me 136 times sine of 42. And then equals, if I cross multiply the other way, A times sine of 77. Right? Again, the variable I'm solving for here is A. So to get the A by itself, I'm going to divide this one by sine of 77. Divided by sine of 77. Do that on both sides. So on this side it cancels, leaving me with just A, which is good. And then you will have to rely on the calculator quite a bit to type all this in. And when you type it in, you got to be a bit careful here with parentheses. I'm going to type in 136 sine of 42, and then my calculator opens up this parenthesis. But then after I type in the 42, I need to close that second parenthesis because I'm also going to be dividing. So close that parenthesis and then divide by sine of 77. And then hit enter. And this spits out 93.39. So 93 point, we'll call it 0.4. And that is what A is going to be. All right, so in my missing parts over here, I'm going to put 93.4. And then all I'm missing is little b, and I can do the exact same thing again. Now, one thing I like to do is start with this same part that I began with, because it's not rounded, right? They gave me the 136. I was able to find the 77. There's nothing rounded there. This 93.4, it is rounded, so I'm not going to use that again. I'm going to try to be as precise as possible by using this one that is unrounded. So I'm going to keep 136 over sine of 77. That's the c's. Okay, that's little c over sine of big C, equals, and then I'm going to do little b, which I don't know, over sine of big B is sine of 61. Sine of 61. Okay, and then we can just cross multiply and do the same math. I'll fast forward this part for you. Right, so after doing the math there, I think I get 122.1 for little b. So I'm going to write that in here, 122.1. And then one other thing that you might want to pay attention to is that your largest angle should be across from your largest side. So here the largest angle, of course, is C, which is 77. the largest side is also C, which is 136. That's good because those need to match up, right? C and C, the largest side and largest angle need to be across from each other. Same thing for the smallest ones. Here my smallest angle is A, which is 42, and so the smallest side also has to be the smallest, which is A as well. All right, that's one way to check yourself to see if you did this right or not. All right, guys, that's all that I have for you for law of sines. Until next time, until law of cosines, we'll see you out there.